Fala galera, Rafa HC aqui, a gente vai jogar Strategic Mind Spirit of Liberty, novo jogo aí da série Strategic Mind. Nunca joguei nenhum, velho, vamos testar aqui jogo de estratégia, não tenho ideia, vai ser um desastre, mas vamos lá, vamos jogar o comecinho aqui e ver como que é. Felizmente tá em inglês, tá, não tem em português, uma pena, mas sei lá, né, fazer o quê. Antes de eu começar, é claro, não esquece de se inscrever no canal se não for inscrito, dá um like no vídeo pra ajudar, porque ajuda demais. Entra no nosso canal da Twitch, o link tá na descrição, segue pra não perder nenhuma live. E vambora.
The Republic of Finland was declared in 1917 and established itself in a bitter civil war against communism. Now, 22 years later, Finnish independence is about to be snuffed out as the old enemy returns. The Red Army marches into Finland. The legendary Carl Gustaf Mannerheim leads the Finnish defense forces, under-equipped, poorly armed, and vastly outnumbered. Only high morale and skillful leadership can tip the scales back in Finland's favor. You will take the role of Lieutenant General Carl Lennart Osh, a talented Finnish officer and Marshal Mannerheim's most trusted commander. As the country's foremost defensive expert, lead Finland in the three wars fought on its territory throughout 1939 to 1945, and drive any and all invaders from your northern homeland, no matter which flag they're flying. Hold the line, General Osh.
Tá, aparentemente a história aí é sobre a Finlândia, velho. O comunismo tá tentando tomar a liberdade da Finlândia. Vamos lá, vai pedir o comunismo na Finlândia, vambora. Sei lá, velho, já veio nesse, eu vou deixar nesse, é o dificuldade. Vamos assistir o filminho aí, 1939.
And so, the Soviet Union shows its true colors. Their troops have crossed our border in force. Gentlemen, the war that began in Poland has finally come to us.
The Soviets claim our troops shelled their positions near the village of Mainila.
An absurd accusation, and they know it. Our artillery was pulled back precisely to prevent an incident like that.
Exactly. They simply needed an excuse to invade us. Now, they've created one.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who fired the first shot. Now we have to defend ourselves.
It does matter to the League of Nations. Our government wants to appeal to the League for assistance.
That's nice, but the League can't help Finland if there is no more Finland to help.
Just so. We must hold the line, General Osh. And you are the best defensive tactician we have.
You'll have your hands full, General. The Soviets plan to overwhelm us with sheer numbers.
A few more months to prepare would have helped. Our main defensive line is still unfinished.
Then we'll have to rely on your skill and the sisu of our soldiers. I am placing my trust in you, General.
I won't let you down. But that appeal to the League, I suggest you tell our government to hurry.
Tá, os finlandeses tudo falando inglês aí, incrível. Mas a qualidade do áudio tá bem boa, velho, gostei.
General Iro, give us a situation report.
The Soviet forces have broken through our border defenses. According to the field reports, they expect this initial attack to push all the way to Viipuri.
Well, they won't reach it. General Osh, you will make sure of it. Destroy the enemy's forward units. The time for diplomacy is over.
Understood, Field Marshal. Our soldiers will meet the enemy at Kanediarvi. The landscape there is excellent for defense. However, we can't hold the enemy there for long. My current forces won't nearly be enough.
I understand. You'll be reinforced at the earliest opportunity, but before that, The fate of Finland depends on your leadership. Do not let your country down, Leonard.
General Oesch, strange enemy activity has been spotted at Patrick. Send in aviation reconnaissance as soon as possible to see what the Soviets are planning.
Understood, General Arrow. I will give the orders.
Tá. Vou ter que derrotar 3 tropas soviéticas e conduzir um reconhecimento aéreo, velho. Como que eu faço isso, velho? Cadê aircraft? Não tem, mano. Como que eu meto um reconhecimento aéreo, velho? Eu não sei como que eu meto reconhecimento aéreo. Cadê eu, mano? Eita porra, calma. Eu tô
The
aqui.
forces are comprised of both core and non-core units. Core unit strength indicator is green and round-shaped, and for non-core units it is yellow and hexagon-shaped. Non-core units are allocated for one mission only, while the core units will accompany you throughout the campaign. You will be able to level them up and provide them with new equipment. These units are the ones which should be under your primary protection.
Tá, eu consigo construir, mano. Aqui tem um forte, né? Queria muito construir nave, velho. Aviones. Não temos aviones.
Ammunition and fuel icons next to unit strength will allow you to quickly get important information about it. If the unit is still able to move during the current turn, the canister icon will be green. If it can no longer move, the icon will be gray. Likewise, the ammunition icon shows whether the unit has attacked this turn. If the unit is low on ammunition or fuel, the corresponding icon is yellow. It becomes red once the unit has run out of it completely.
Entendi absolutamente nada, obrigado. Acontece se eu mandar isso pra cá.
Beware the fire support of the enemy artillery if you attack and damage is indicated with the numbers above the unit being attacked. For ground and aircraft units, there are 2 types of damage, lethal and non-lethal. Both lethal and non-lethal damage decrease the unit's strength. However, non-lethal damage at the same time increases the number of units damaged, which can later be restored. Naval units always receive only lethal damage. However, they have multiple ship parts with their corresponding HP. Thus, damage against them is split. Ship parts except the hull are repaired over time by ship maintenance. Hull HP cannot be restored in any way during the operation.
Tá, sabe que esses caras, velho, morreram? Tá. Morreram? Morreram nada, mano.
Artillery is the basis of the firepower of your forces. It can
Toma.
weaken enemy fortifications to allow your troops to attack without heavy losses.
Tá,
It is
morreu.
also good for defense, as it provides fire support to the ground units within its range. However, its main strength is its long firing range, which allows you to destroy the enemy troops from afar. Remember though, artillery is vulnerable to aircraft attacks and in close combat, so it needs to be protected.
Não, tá tranquilo. Tá, não consigo andar com esses caras?
No
Aqui,
keeping
agora foi.
secrets from us.
Tá, detectados. Cara, não tô entendendo absolutamente nada, mano. Dá pra andar com isso daqui? Não, né? Não faz muito sentido. Railroad Station.
Infantry is good for assaulting the enemy positions after the artillery and air bombardment. It is also the best unit for storming cities, mountains, forests, and well-entrenched positions. A well-entrenched infantry is a tough target for the enemy assault.
Tá, não tô entendendo nada. Tem que finalizar o turno, vai. Caralho, velho, eles atacaram eles mesmo? Puta merda. Interrogação, velho. Ah, agora eu vi.
I tasked you to General Osh. An opportunity presents itself to capture some Soviet vehicles. Our scouts report that there are several disabled Soviet tanks currently in Karkanmaki. Capture those tanks before the Bolsheviks get them back on the road.
We could definitely use some armor in this army. Thanks for the tip. I'll see about paying the Bolsheviks a visit.
Tá, dá pra, né, capturar uns tanques ali, mano. Tá, vou mandar esses caras pra cá. Não posso? Por que eu não posso fazer nada, mano?
Tanks are ideal for a rapid offensive in open terrain. However, they are vulnerable in close quarters to the infantry units in difficult terrain, such as cities, mountains, forests,
Cara, a gente
swamps,
tá cercado,
shallows,
mano.
and well-entrenched infantry units.
Time to show some grit.
Não é uma boa não, né?
Finished tank killers have arrived.
Não consigo fazer nada, mano. Esse consigo.
Anti-tank
que
artillery
assim dá?
is effective against tanks and other hard targets. Your best tactic when using anti-tank artillery is to position it next to your other forces to provide them with fire support versus attacks from enemy tanks.
Tank killer crew standing by.
Não dá,
We
mano.
hit fast, we hit hard.
Tá, eu queria mexer esses caras, mas eu não posso. Porra, os caras já estão ali. É impossível chegar onde ele quer que eu chegue, mano. Cara, eu sou muito ruim nisso, velho. Mas deu pra ter uma ideia de como que é o game, né? Vou encerrar pra não ficar longo o vídeo. Espero que vocês tenham curtido. Não esquece de se inscrever, dar o like e nos vemos na próxima vídeo de uma nova live. Valeu!